Hey guys, welcome to Club Spin. This is a new podcast that me, Jesse, and Dumsville are doing. We might have more people in the future, but for right now, it's just us. Say hi, guys.
Hey,
Hello.
Okay, now for the first subject, because I wanted to start off on an easy topic, I thought that we would talk about Sonic Theory channels.
my favorite.
What's your opinion on Sonic Theory channels before we begin the discussion?
Gay and retarded.
Intellectual.
I would
very
say a
big.
waste of time, not really helpful to anybody, and overall, not really all that interesting.
Okay. So I guess I would have to start with, like, when it came to Sonic theories, from what I've been able to see, it started on, like, sites like Reddit and shit. People for years have been, like, discussing ideas they had with Sonic. And then in YouTube, I would say around 2014, 2015, 2016 is when YouTubers started taking shit from Reddit, which I've done it a couple times, my Sonic Cold War theory. People would just take shit from Reddit and then call it Sonic theories and put it on YouTube.
Well, so like I'm not a Sonic theorist. Dylan, you're the Sonic theorist. I don't know about Jesse, but I'm definitely like as far from Sonic theories as all three of us are. I would believe so, but I think that part of it, though, from my observations, would be the ripple effect that game theory had and the
Oh
game
yeah,
theorists
definitely. I was gonna bring that up. Game
had.
Theorist is when he expanded out to have like multiple people on the show. That's what really inspired people to do it, because people felt like they couldn't really compete with Matt Pat, but they felt like
Right.
they could compete with the other people who were tied into game theory, or hell, at least Noggin, because Noggin at the time wasn't really anything special. He was just
Well,
getting started
also,
off.
Well, also that game theory, Matt Pat himself actually had a couple Sonic theories that, while not hated, the Sonic Speed one was kind of controversial.
Yeah, that's how
And
Noggin blew his channel up. That's
yeah,
really where
exactly.
Noggin got his lift to launch his channel, debunking MatPat.
hmm And that's where I think like a lot of Sonic theories came in and looked specifically at like the lore, and it also really, I don't know if I should say helps or doesn't help, depends on who you ask, but it really aided the whole genre since Sonic is kind of an open book when it comes to lore consistency.
Okay, so I guess we should talk about some of the Sonic Theory YouTubers. I guess we'll go with the most well-known one first, Sega
Dylan
Scourge.
Thomas, I can't stand. Oh, I'm sorry.
How do you feel about Sega Scourge, Jesse?
I think that he's probably the least cringy and I guess most entertaining to watch because I feel like there's the least amount of fan fiction in his theory. Like I feel like he legitimately tries to stick to source material as much as possible and not go off on these weird like headcanon tangents that other Sonic Theory channels tend to do. I haven't seen all of his theories, and it's been a long time since I watched any video kind of like that. So I'm just kind of going off of what's in my head and what I kind of remember.
That's probably the best way to see it, since theories have lost their relevancy. Like, a
Yeah.
hindsight is the best way to approach it.
I think, we were talking about earlier how they started with Matt Pat and calculating Sonic speed. I think those kinds of theories are fine because they're like measuring, the capability of the games and, they're sort of building a picture of, something that's reasonable to expect. But, when you start going into theories that's like, oh, Sonic is fast because he has like a dead brother. Like, I mean, that's kind of where it's like starting to get into like really stupid territory.
I
And
agree
feel
with
like,
you. Like, when it came to
Mhm.
Sega Scourge, he really tried to avoid clickbaiting. At least in his earlier videos, he would make videos on subjects that were so niche. Like, he'd focus on why could Sonic breathe in space? Who were the people that were like the architects of Sonic's world? Was it the Babylon Rogues ancestors and shit? Like, I really liked that. He would go on really obscure Sonic lore and try to explain it, and that's something that made him unique and what really made him stand out from everyone else. But I feel like as Scourge went on in his channel, you could tell that he got tired of Sonic Theories, because then he started doing like the ancestry video with Silver. He did the death battle parody type thing where he was talking about like Sonic characters that could win a fight, and he said he was going to do more of those, but he didn't. So it's weird that he introduced that and then just stopped it, and now he's switched to what ifs, just to get further away from Sonic Theories and just be able to tell whatever
what
story
ifs
he wants
is
to.
better.
Well,
Honestly.
that's what we'll talk about towards the end of this. But Dumsville, what's your opinions on Scourge?
Once again, I'm not a Sonic theorist. I've seen some of his content, but not enough to form a reasonable opinion about it. But I agree with you guys. From what I have seen, he is probably one of the less cringy Sonic theorists out there. Because he's actually going into like lore and being reasonable and trying to find evidence within the canon and within each sort of text and everything. I think he is the least cringy out of all of them.
Okay, and I guess we can switch now to Sonic Guru. Do either of you guys know who Sonic Guru is?
Never heard of
You know
him.
what? Funny story about Sonic Guru. I forget what. I think it was either Sonic Stadium or TSSZ. It was one of the two. They did an article on him, and I remember watching it back in the day, or not watching, reading it back in the day, and being like, this guy seems a little bit interesting. Maybe he'll blow up. And he never really blew up.
Yeah,
So,
that's the sad thing. Like, he does videos just as interesting as Scourge's, but he never really got the traction Scourge did, because he didn't completely devote himself to theories. Theories are like a side series he does, and he does a bunch of other shit too. So his theories never really blew up, and he calls them, he doesn't really call them theories, he calls them like, what's the name he calls them? He has like a unique name for it. He doesn't even call it Sonic Theories.
I didn't even know he was a Sonic theorist. I thought he was just like a Sonic tuber in general. It's like
He is a
fan.
Sonic tuber in general, but he was part of the Sonic Theory group, and he was a self-identified Sonic theorist.
All right.
Let me
'Cause
look up his channel real quick to be sure what his series is called. I don't want to get the title wrong.
Because I see a lot of like reviews. There are theories like a Sonic Me Possible and stuff.
That one was
but
my idea. And we'll talk about me in a minute.
I literally just looked him up, and
Blue
all
Blur.
of his...
That's the one. Blue Blur is a Sonic Theory series.
Okay, because they all just say
I
Sonic
can-
Theory in like parentheses.
I can see he's a really bad marketer. That's my problem.
What's weird with him is he started with Sonic Theories, but as he went on, he didn't have much to theorize about. So he switched completely to like what if scenarios in his theories, and he never changed the title. Like he started talking about like Queen Alina and shit, like mixing canons, and he never really addressed why he mixes canons, does like what if scenarios and shit in his theories. So even Sonic Guru got bored of Sonic Theories. Like he ran out of ideas for Sonic Theories and then just started breaking outside the boundary of what is a Sonic Theory. So just like with Scourge, how Scourge broke outside the boundary and started doing like death battle things, Sonic Guru went outside the boundaries and started doing what if fan fiction type things in his theories.
Maybe the problem is the word theory, because, I mean, if what we're really talking about is just like guesses or ideas or hell predictions, I mean, all of those things can just be lumped into like a generic theory category, and it's kind of like one of those words that's lost its meaning almost.
Yeah, it doesn't help that theory videos have been kind of memed on in more recent years.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that with what caused the rise and fall of theories, but
Right.
I guess now we can switch to neither you will know who this is. Ron and Dr. Black.
Nope. Never heard
They
of
are
them.
the original Sonic theorists. They were the first ones to the scene. They were inspired by MatPat, and they made their videos in 2014, well before Gamer Guide made his video. They
Can't
were
find their channel at all.
they were the original ones, and they straight up called their series Sonic Theory, and they started to get big. Then they ditched the channel. Then they had a falling out, and then they separated and went on with different life stuff. So they never really continued like past episode 5. And the sad thing is that when the Sonic Theory group was going on, I tried to incorporate them into it because I felt like I owed them because I knew who they were and I was inspired by them. But Gamer Guide told them to change their name, that Sonic Theory was his title, and that they needed to come up with something original.
Oh, jeez.
They had it before him, but he told them to change it.
I can't find their channel anywhere. Is their channel still on YouTube?
Look up Ron and let me remember what their channel name was. It wasn't called Sonic Theory. It was called fuck, what was it called? Damn it. It was something like Emerald Lake Gamers or something like that.
Emerald Lake Gamers?
Emerald Lake Gamers. I'm getting fishing videos.
I found Ron and Dr. Space Black with 209
Yeah, I think that's
subscribers.
it. Yeah, Ron Dr. Black. They rebranded their channel again. So if you look
Ron
up Ron
Dr.
Dr. Black, you can find their channel. And sadly, they are ex-Theorists now because they don't really do anything anymore. But
Sonic
they were
Theory.
the originals.
Because I'm seeing these, they aren't very popular either.
They're
like,
not. They were completely unknown for Sonic Theories because they didn't clickbait. They did a couple prank theories that were clickbaity, but they were never to be taken serious to begin with. They actually tried doing, like, legit theories. Like, did Sonic make a good future in Sonic CD? The gun conspiracy, which is a really good one.
They also have really bad thumbnails. Like
it was 2014. Come on, examining Eggman. They had some really good theories, but they just stopped. And then I tried to get them to get back to it. They participated in my Can Son Amy work theory, and then they just stopped doing videos. And it's sad that they're not well known because they actually made some pretty good videos, and they are the ones that inspired me to do Sonic Theories.
Boy, if there's one subject that should not ever be a Sonic Theory, it's any kind of shipping.
Well, that was like the whole. I'll explain this when we get into that part, when we start talking about the Sonic Theorists group. But we tried to unite to do like big theories, and my big theory was we'd look at every. Now we'll save that. We'll save that. But let's move on to Dylan Thomas. He's a terrible, terrible hacker.
What a terrible, ew.
He's a well-known hacker and degenerate. I've heard he said the N-word before. I don't like him, but what's your
worst
opinion
crime
on Dylan
imaginable.
Thomas, Jesse?
I've never seen any of his Sonic theories, and I've only been in like a few of his fan fiction readings. He's pretty cringy.
What do you think of his Sonic theories? Have you seen any of them?
No.
Ah, sad time.
What's your favorite?
What's my favorite? I'd have to say the Morpho one. I really like the Is Morph from Sonic Boom. Is he Metamorpha from the Fleetway comics? That's probably
so now
the best
you're the one mixing canons.
Well, the funny thing is that Morpho from Sonic Boom said he's from another universe. So that left it open to possibly being the other universe. And he's a shape-shifting robot, she's a shape-shifting robot. And even the Sonic Boom writers said on Twitter that that's a possibility. So
Legit.
It was pretty cool. What do you think of this terrible, terrible theory, man, Dumbsville?
So you know what Al Qaeda is?
Oh no.
You know, like Al Qaeda, ISIS, Adolf Hitler, Saddam Hussein. Who's the communist guy? Stalin. That's who it is. Stalin. Yeah. Those guys, they were pretty cool, right?
Yeah,
you know,
pretty
they were
chill dudes.
I'm pretty sure they would have like recruited Dylan Thomas into the Illuminati.
I mean, he has hacking skills, but what do you think of his Sonic theories?
I would give him like, so, I mean, they're out of all the Sonic theories, I'm not a fan of Sonic theories. I'm sorry, Dylan, but they're not horrid in terms of like content. They're very chill, relaxing videos. They're very lax, laid back. Just the man behind them is just Saddam Hussein.
I guess I'll talk about my experience with Sonic theories now. To not make this like a fucking 5-hour documentary, I'll just say that my biggest problem with Sonic theories was, for me, my channel alone, the problem that I had is when I first started Sonic theories, I wanted to make one about Metal Sonic possibly being a roboticized Sonic. But the more I looked into the theory, the more I realized it's absolutely fucking retarded. So I ended up making a video debunking the theory. And that's something that I've done for multiple Sonic theories, is make theory debunk videos. And that shouldn't count as Sonic theories, but I did it anyway. So I did multiple theory debunk videos and posed it as a Sonic theory. And
so did Noggin, didn't he, with his
and I was
theory
also
debunked.
guilty of taking a few from Reddit. I took the "Did Eggman create Sonic and was Sonic a product of the Cold War?" I took those from Reddit, and they are the worst videos I ever made in Sonic theories, and I fucking hate them.
Did you
Absolutely.
use the
Thinking in my
Sonic
head,
Bible to make those?
What?
Did you use the Sonic Bible to make those theories?
No, I used something worse. The fucking Sonic anti-Bible known as Reddit.
Oh.
So I guess now we can talk. I guess to summarize, my problem with me is that the reason why I stopped doing Sonic theories, for the most part, is the fact that I ran out of ideas for Sonic theories, and I did a lot of shit that shouldn't count as theories, but people let it count as theories. So yeah, that's the big problem I had, is that I couldn't come up with enough Sonic theories. But I guess now we can talk about the main man, the elephant in the room, ready to fucking strike us, Gamer Guy.
Well, it's been nice knowing you guys.
Well, see you later, everyone.
Well, we made it. We made it halfway through one episode of our podcast before we got canceled. So,
Jesse, what's your opinions on Gamer Guide?
okay, so I've actually seen some of his theories, not all of them, and none of them all the way through. But I can tell you one thing: they were so impossibly hard to get through. Not that I ever got through one entirely, but just watching 2 minutes of one of his videos was so hard to get through, just because of all the shit he just pulls straight out of his ass and doesn't cite and doesn't reference, and just, I feel like he's just making half the stuff up.
Oh yeah, Knuckles
Yeah, he has
hallucinations
to.
is a definite. And I'll go more in depth when it's my turn, but yeah, Knuckles hallucinations, dear God.
I think the one that everyone would expect me to talk about is the Dr. Eggman and Donald Trump theory, and I've watched it 2 times. I've watched not all the way through it, but I've attempted to watch it 2 times, and both times I can't get like past 30 seconds just because of all the shit he starts making up, like, oh, Donald Trump wants to take over the world just like Dr. Eggman does, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, bro, what are you talking about, man?
It's almost like
what the
agenda pushing.
Like, well, I mean, even if it was, it's just like, there's no sources, there's nothing. He's just talking out of his ass. That's like me saying, like, oh, fucking George W. Bush wanted to take over the world, and that's why he went to Iraq and then Afghanistan.
That's like
And
me
it's just,
saying fucking Bernie Sanders is Sonic the Hedgehog.
yeah,
They
it's
both fight for equality. I'm not gonna go in depth on what equality is, but
you can make it. He can make it about politics, but I'm just saying, like, saying something as insane as that, like, it's like, it's funny. It's cringy funny.
Oh yeah, definite. So Dumbsville, what's your opinions on Gamer Guide theories? Just his theories.
Yeah. If you want to see my full opinions on them, you can go to youtube.com/Dumbsville channel. Subscribe to that cunt and click on the Gamer Guide video and watch the full video there. Leave a like on it too. But
No.
I don't want to repeat word
No.
for word. No,
I'm not doing
but I
it.
want to be like. Jesse says no. He comments down below, "You're a fucking cunt." But
He
anyways,
comments on your channel. No.
no. But not to repeat exactly like what I said in that video, but like he is just like a really like when we're talking like bland commentary, like not commentary, theory channels. When we're talking like bland theory channels, Gamer Guide is the like blandest, stale, personalityless like content creator, like theory creator, like on the site probably. Like he is very blatantly ripping off his contemporaries, trying to just like do what they did, but instead of like trying to be original or have his own personality or trying to make things engaging, he instead just reads off of a script almost monotone. And to top it off, the guy's actually a cunt. Like he does not accept criticism. He doesn't improve. He strikes people down. He's the worst out of all of them, in my honest opinion, and I think all of our opinion. I'm just talking to the choir.
It reminds me of like if Chris Chan became a Sonic theorist.
Oh,
what would we,
yeah,
we would
that's
get Gamer Guide.
That's what I was gonna go into right now. I guess it's my turn. Now, for me, because I knew Gamer Guide, regardless if he says he pretended to be my friend or not, I knew him, so I know everything about how he did theories. He didn't come up with Sonic Theory. It was Carlos, his friend. He didn't write the first script. It was Carlos. He didn't write most of the scripts. It was either Carlos or it was a Reddit script that he stole. So for Gamer Guy to say that for Gamer Guy to say that he's original, no. Carlos wrote most of them. Carlos came up with most of them. Gamer Guy was just there to take the credit for most of it. And even if he does credit Carlos, he still acts like Sonic Theories is his thing, when he's just reading what Carlos wrote for him to read. So it's really different from how I see it from what everyone else, because the way that I see Gamer Guide is, he was a Let's Play channel who played Lego games and shit, and then all of a sudden his friend came up with the idea for Sonic Theories, and then he took credit for that and then went off of that. And then he lied about a lot of his theories. He clickbaited to get up to the top of Sonic Theories. He knew that if he tried to do actual Sonic Theories, that there wouldn't be enough topics. So he just straight up lied. Knuckles' hallucination is just him making up a whole fucking backstory for Knuckles, and his only proof is, I read it from someone who copied it from a MySpace page of the guy who did the music for Knuckles, even though the guy who did the music for Knuckles didn't write Knuckles' story. So that's his only source, and he has no proof of these screenshots. We don't see these screenshots, so it's just bullshit. And then he did that again with the Sonic Cannibal one, which was labeled as an April Fool's Day one. And then for the other outrageous ones, he just stole them from fucking Reddit. Like, he stole the Sonic being gay one from Reddit, and that's why it focused mostly on Sonic and not Tails, because the Reddit post was about Sonic being gay, not Tails. So he called it Is Tails Homosexual, but it was a Sonic-themed fanfiction from Reddit.
You know, the funny thing about Gamer Guide is if you didn't know anything about him, you'd almost think that his channel was like a parody of Sonic.
I know
videos.
that
the fact that he's legitimately like serious and unironic in his videos is just like, what? Like you'd think that all his videos like would be like April Fools videos.
He writes,
but they're not. They're legitimate.
He writes shitty fucking fan fictions and called them theories, but because the titles were
but
so
he made
outrageous,
a video called "Are My Theories Fan
and
Fictions?"
he admits they are.
Nothing.
He admits that most of the time they were. He owns up to quite a few of them being fan fictions, and he went and relabeled them on YouTube to fan fictions. So
save his ass. Probably.
He made shitty fan fictions, posed them as theories, so he could gain like popularity over the other Sonic theorists, because he had clickbaity titles. And this is where we start talking about the rise and fall of the Sonic theorist. And when it came to the rise of the Sonic theorist, it was they united a bunch of Sonic theorists all at once, and they would be in a chat together, me included. And we would talk about what theories we were going to do so we didn't copy each other. And Gamer Guide with his clickbait videos, he definitely helped get Sonic Theories really popular. But the thing is, and this is something we didn't realize because we didn't really watch Gamer Guy's content, is that it was infamous. And people were ripping on Sonic Theories. And then we went on to try to defend Sonic Theories, and in the attempt to defend it, it only made it worse, because then we had to sit down and watch Gamer Guy's videos and see how fucking bad they were. And that's what led to the fall of Sonic Theories, is the fact that Gamer Guy's fan fiction theories ruined the reputation of Sonic Theories.
Well, I think it also, I don't think the blame is solely on Gamer Guide. Gamer Guide has something to do with it.
Well, I was gonna get into that later. After a lot of the stuff died down, people lost motivation and ran out of ideas. Like Scourge lost motivation, ran out of ideas. I lost motivation, ran out of ideas. But the main thing that has tainted Sonic Theories is that now they are perceived as shitty fan fictions, and that's the reputation it will continue to have. When the casual viewer or the casual Sonic person hears Sonic Theories, they now think of, is Eggman Donald Trump? Or is Tails gay? Those are the ones they think of. They don't think of the really good Scourge theories or my theories that have been, like, talked about and actually recognized by people who work at Sega and complimented. They think of Gamer Guy's shit. Because he got more popular clickbaiting.
Mm-hmm. And continuing off of that, I agree. It was because of Gamer Guide and making terrible, infamous videos, but I think it also had to do with the fact that theories in general, gaming theories, are kind of becoming a meme at that point. Like 2016, 17, Matt Pat's Sans theory came out. People started making videos about like why this character was dead the whole time. Theory is dumb. And theories were sort of becoming a meme at that point.
So I would say it's that, and people trying to push the boundaries with the connections they could make to get a clickbaity title. That's really what tainted theories all around. Because Matt Pat had been clickbaiting to make like crazy statements like, is Sans Ness? There's no fucking... There's hardly anything legitimate there. He literally called Papyrus a Starman because they had the same logo. So it was really just everyone clickbaiting that was slowly ruining...
Would SPD also be a Sonic theorist, or is
she wanted to, but she only did like a couple videos, then stopped. So if you want to consider her a theorist, you can. But there's not much to talk about besides she did 2 videos and stopped, and she only did it because she was dating Scourge.
Right, she didn't have enough videos to get into her own or anything, so...
And I like that I've got a train going on in the background of this, of the Club Spin background, so when people hear the train near my house, maybe they'll believe that it's the train in our background.
It's Thomas.
But yeah, so I think we've covered everything we needed to with the Sonic Theory topic. I guess I'll go on to Jesse. What are your final thoughts on Sonic Theories? Well, why do you think, personally, they fell out of favor, and do you think they can continue?
Well, I mean, I think they fell out of favor because for the problem that why they don't really work at all in the first place is there's really no reason for Sonic Theories. Like, okay, so FNAF is a huge market for theories because it's an ongoing series with cliffhanger endings and Easter eggs and like that, because FNAF is almost made to thrive off of theories about it. Sonic isn't. Sega doesn't give a shit.
The games.
Well,
Sonic...
I think the problem is, though, and I, not to completely disagree with you, Jesse, but I think I disagree with you a little bit because of how open the Sonic continuity is.
At least the video games.
Right. How like well, not just the video games though. There are like 50 continuities.
Well, I'm
And
saying like with the games, it's very straightforward with their continuity. Meanwhile, with the comics,
now,
they tend to
not with
be.
the not with the no, I would disagree. The games have messy continuity too. Like,
Well, I'm talking
um,
about deep continuity. The games are very shallow with their continuity. Meanwhile, the comics have like very deep
what about the
lore.
whole two worlds thing? What about
That's
like
not confirmed. That's just a theory by even the creator of the games. He hasn't actually pushed it into a game yet.
what? All right, that's a theory by but the creator.
Until it's in a game,
confused. I'm
until it's
confused.
in a game, we can't consider it canon, even if it's being said by someone who works on Sonic. Because a game could immediately contradict that. So I don't consider just whatever fucking whatever the people who work on Sonic to be canon.
When was Chemical Planet's own island though?
I don't
Where
fucking
does Sonic
know.
Where does Sonic 06 like fit in the timeline?
Let's not get into this rabbit hole, Jesse.
Well, that's
just
what I'm
continue with what
saying.
you're saying.
I'm
before
saying
we
that
go
for
off.
that exact reason, the exact thing you're saying right now is why Sonic theories are pointless, because we'll never get an answer anyway. It'll literally just people be sitting around, fucking fingering their butts trying to figure this out. We'll never find out. With
I mean, I think
videos
the fact that-
like FNAF theories is one thing because it's like, okay, the next game's coming out in like 2 months, so we're either gonna find out if we're right or wrong, and then that's like the fun of it. With Sonic, we're just gonna be sitting around, with our thumbs up our asses and there's no point to it.
We still
The thing
haven't
is,
got
Jesse-
a definitive answer on if classic Sonic is another dimension or another timeline.
Well, like Jesse, like I think that the problem is, oh shit, I forget. But I think the problem is, Jesse, like the continuity's open enough, and I see why they exist. I agree with you. I don't know why they are, what the point is, but I see that there is a demand for it. I see why there's a demand for it. I don't see the point in it, but I see the demand in it and the reason for the demand. I agree with you that we're not going to get an answer, but I think the fact that the questions exist is
But
why.
is there a demand if they've died off?
There was
a demand at one point.
There was a demand, but then we all realized that we're never going to hear our answers confirmed.
Everyone-
so we
yeah,
all
exact-
grew up. We all
exactly.
decided this was pointless, and we stopped
Exactly the
caring.
point, Jesse. Exactly
Okay,
my
so
point.
Dumbsville, let's switch over to you. Well, actually, Jesse, you haven't answered if you think Sonic theories will continue on, or do you think they're gone?
I feel like the people that cared about the theories in the first place realized that it's a pointless effort and have just given up and moved on.
Okay.
So I don't think they'll ever come back.
So Dumbsville, everything I asked Jesse a minute ago, you go. Like,
I agree with that.
Okay, so you think that they're also just dead?
If not completely dead, they're almost dead. The views have tanked. There's not really anybody keeping the genre alive. People don't really ask too many questions a whole lot anymore. I don't see and especially with the Sonic tuber genre kind of changes. And I know you and I talked about this by ourselves, Dylan, but we've seen it fluctuate between theories and newscaster videos.
I've seen it fluctuate from fucking Sonic. Like, when I was younger, the only thing that could prosper in Sonic was either animations or Let's Plays. And we've come a long way from that. Like, discussion videos didn't do shit fucking 5 years ago. You fucking make a Sonic discussion video and you're screaming into the void. No one fucking gives a shit.
Right. Well, I think that also, though, but rant videos in the Sonic genre are popular, too. That's what I was into when I was a kid.
So, do you think Sonic theories are going to continue, or do you think it's going to spin off into something or another?
I don't think it's going to continue. I think that the remaining Sonic tubers will either switch content or like die off.
Okay, and I guess my opinion on everything is that I think what led to it dying to begin with is we ran out of ideas. We don't really know what to ask anymore or what to speculate about. One of the things that I had promoted for Sonic Theorists to do, but no one else really wanted to do it, is expand continuities. Everyone wanted to clickbait and talk about the game continuity, but the game continuity is so shallow and so fluctuating that we can't really guess about it because it's constantly being retconned. Try to explain fucking how Blaze exists in 2 different dimensions and from the past and the future. You can't. There's no explanation. Fuck you, that's why. Try to explain which silver is the current silver. You can't, because Sega doesn't give a shit. And that made the game continuity really hard to talk about. That's why I tried expanding to the Sonic Boom continuity, the Fleetway continuity, the Archie continuity. I wanted to branch out into other continuities that are more established and are mostly all over, like they ended. So anything we talk about would be up for hearsay. Anyone could guess about anything. And that's the fun of it. Like, I still think my favorite theory is the Metamorpha and Morpho, because Sonic Boom is over. You'll never get an answer to it. And they're so similar to each other that it's worth speculating about. And I think that theories are dead, and that they're going to branch off into what ifs and discussions. I could see another channel like Cybershell really taking off, like someone who wants to talk about just Sonic lore. I could see that getting huge. There's a
there we go. That would definitely.
I don't think people want speculations anymore. They either want a completely original story like a what if, or for you to talk about pre-established lore. Those are where the market is going. And me personally, I don't really care about what ifs. I'm going to finish my Shadow one and be done with it. My what if Maria didn't die. But Scourge is getting into what ifs. Gamer Guy tried what ifs. I could see what ifs going somewhere. But me personally, I don't want to do it. I'm done with theories. I'm done with speculatory videos. I just want to talk about the existing Sonic lore and move on and review comics and do discussion videos. Personally,
Agreed.
I don't think theories are going to go anywhere, and I don't really consider what Sonic grew to what he does to be Sonic Theories too much, because with how much he mixes all the different continuities and shit, I don't really know if it's a theory so much anymore.
Agreed.
So, do you think that's the end of discussion? Like, what's your final thoughts for all this?
I mean, everything that I said is said. That's all I really have to say. Sonic theories are kind of dead, and I think now I agree with you, Dylan. Sonic lore videos are more popular. I don't know about Sonic what if videos, but I have seen Sonic rant videos getting a bit of a spike.
The problem
Or
with
at
what
least in
ifs
some
is it's such a new idea. Like, I did 1 video, Gamer Guy did 3 videos, and Scourge did 1 video, and Scourge's 1 video that he just released did really well, so I could see it going somewhere.
Yeah.
So, Jesse,
I'll
what's
do
your
more
final
research on
thoughts?
You gotta get to work.
Oh, he left?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching this. This has been Club Spin. Can't wait to talk to you guys later about a different topic. If you have a topic you want to talk about, comment it down below. Bye.
Bye.